You're listening to Big World Network.
Delroy versus the Yshtari, Episode 8, Cruisin' for a Bruisin'. Written and read by Berin Stevens. Stella resumed studying the compound below us. This could work to our advantage. It could? Before I could ask for more clarification, I saw what she meant. The giant Yshtari royal ship sat across a large clearing to the left. All the Yshtari were moving toward the royal ship, leaving the compound area ahead of us unoccupied. Oh. Stella tucked the binoculars into the holder at her belt and jumped up. She took off at a run toward the perimeter fence. Hold it! Wait up! I said, scrambling after her. There might be alarms. She slowed down and let me catch up. I know. I'm planning on you getting me past those. I gave her my best winning smile. Of course, dear. She didn't yell at me, so I took that to mean I was making progress. When we reached the fence, which was just like the other one, I clipped and rewired until we had a hole we could safely crawl through. Then, when we reached the other side, Stella took off at a full sprint toward one of the dome-like buildings. I assumed she knew where she was going. I looked around, trying to figure out where I should go to look for parts. The Yshtari domes all looked the same to me, making it hard to tell a barracks from a warehouse. At that moment, I realized that I didn't even know what parts or tools I needed to fix my ship. Minx, what do I need to get? I don't know, sir. I'm just a lowly butler bot with a piloting chip. As you know, I'm not very good with repairs. Great. I'm standing in the middle of an alien camp right now with no idea what to do. Stella piped in on her earpiece. Try one of the other Earth ships and remove one of the consoles. Enough of the parts are universal that you should have enough pieces to repair your ship. But I don't know anything about repairs. I went to acting school. Stella grunted. Just get the parts. I'll fix it. Grab a power driver and some pliers if you see any. But what about these other ships? I asked Stella. Can't we take any of those? It'd be a lot faster. It would, but when I examined them, I saw that most of them were missing pieces of their hulls. They wouldn't be space-worthy. It looks like the lobsters are robbing them for parts. What about the ship you had in mind? It's still intact, for now. I crept around the buildings until I could see the enormous landing field. It was filled with hundreds of Yshtari in a variety of sizes and colors as they gathered around the royal ship. A bigger problem, though, was that all those Yshtari were between me and the captured Earth ships. I didn't see a way past them without being seen. May I be of service, sir? I'm not ashamed to admit, I let out a startled yell as I spun around to see who had crept up behind me. There, beaming at me with a friendly face displayed on a picture screen, was a butler bot. It was a newer model than Minx, a 300 series. What are you doing here? I asked, holding my hand to my chest in an effort to calm my pounding heart. I am here to serve on behalf of Princess Space Cruises. Can I get you a drink, sir? Or perhaps a towel? And we have a lovely pool on the upper deck that you can enjoy. No, I'm fine. Don't you realize that your ship has been taken over by aliens? Oh yes, most definitely, sir. And I have had such a terrible time finding humans to serve these last couple of weeks. It has been simply torturous. But now that you are here, I am happy to finally be able to satisfy my programming. I ushered the bot out of sight of any possible wandering Yshtari. Sir, piped in Minx's voice through my earpiece, this unit is not to be trusted. It has been in the hands of the Yshtari for quite some time. It may be programmed to betray you. Minx, you're such a pessimist. Why would the Yshtari care about the programming of a stupid butler bot? Meanwhile, the stupid butler bot continued to smile idiotically. It was a little unnerving. Are you able to move around this base freely? I asked the 300 series. Oh, yes, sir. They have me running lots of errands for them. They are most excited about the arrival of their queen, and have had me preparing for her stay here. I hope that she will enjoy my service as much as the humans aboard the Perseid Princess did. I peeked around the building to examine the Yshtari-filled field. That was the first time I noticed a few other butler bots pushing crates around. An idea came to me. Are there any empty crates around here? I asked him. Oh, yes, sir. Plenty. Can you find one big enough for me to fit in? Oh, yes, most definitely. It will be my pleasure. He bowed before rolling away. Sir, Minx said, if you're thinking what I think you're thinking, don't do it. It'll be simple. All he has to do is carry me into the cruise ship so that I can yank out a control panel. Then I'll cut another hole in the back fence where you'll meet me and we'll load up the parts. And, I added with a hint of threat, I may have found your replacement. Oh, please, sir. You can't really be thinking of replacing me with that 307 unit. They're the laughing stock of the bot community. Their higher reasoning skills are spotty at best. And what series are you again? A 117? Weren't you made, like, during the American Civil War? I'm only 212 years old, sir. But I fail to see how you are better than a bot made in the last 20 years. I come from an era when quality counted. Then how come I bought you in a clearance sale? Because some people don't appreciate my value. They seem to erroneously think that newer is better. Take your new imbecilic friend here. My minx, I do believe you are jealous. Hardly. About that time, my new imbecilic friend returned dragging a large plastic crate. It had been a food container aboard the Perseid Princess. I opened the top and looked in. It was empty but smelled like apples. I could handle that. Stella's golden pipes came into my ear. I'm having a slight problem here. I may be delayed. Is there anything I can help you with? I asked. No, just hurry up and get those parts and get back to your ship. I'll meet you there later. But what if you don't make it? I can't repair it. There should be some instructions in your computer. If not, see if you can at least get your radio working. There's a Dreadnought-class Space Marine battleship named the Ulysses patrolling this sector. Contact them as soon as you can. I'm not wild about leaving you behind. And I meant it, too. The thought of anything happening to Stella sent a shiver up my spine. I'll be fine. Besides, I don't want to miss our date after all this is over. We have a date? I felt my spirits lift. Yes, a date with my boot kicking you into a jail cell. Oh, that date. Couldn't we just go out to dinner instead? Stella answered. Nice try, but no. And if I don't make it, figure out a way to repair your ship and get the girls off this planet. Stella out. I turned to the bot that still stood next to me. Now, my new best friend, I need you to carry me in this crate back to your ship over there. Can you do that? Oh, most definitely, sir. It would be my utmost pleasure to serve, he said in a syrupy voice. Mink said, If bots could throw up, that's what I'd be doing right now. I ignored him and climbed into the crate. It was a little small, but I managed to squeeze in and shut the lid. Let's go, I shouted out to the bot. The box jiggled as we started on our way. This was too easy. I whispered into my earpiece, Minx, go ahead and bring the cycle around to the other side of the compound next to the cruise ship. Just make sure not to draw any attention to yourself. Got it? Yes, sir. I'm heading that way now. I think I have the hang of driving this cycle. A few seconds later, he said, Oops. Oh, my. What's going on? I had to concentrate on keeping my voice to a whisper. Minx answered, You weren't fond of the chrome plating along the side of this cycle, were you, sir? A little. Just watch where you're going. I have plans for that cycle after this. I'll try, sir. Clicking noises grew louder, informing me that we were approaching the crowd of Yshtari. I decided to stay quiet. The butler bot said, Oh, pardon me, sir. Some clicks sounded right from the other side of the crate, almost causing me to jump out of it from surprise. The butler bot responded with a series of clicks. The Yshtari next to the crate clicked some more. The bot spoke in English again. I'm sorry, sir, but I have another assignment from one of my new masters. I should only be a minute or two, and then I'll return for you. I felt the box lower to the ground. The sound of the bot's treads rolling away sent waves of horror through me. I wanted to scream at him to come back, but the crowd of Yshtari around me made me think better of it. Why was he leaving me in the middle of this crowd? Not even Minx was that stupid. It wouldn't take much for one of the aliens to be curious enough to peek into the crate, or for the crowd to accidentally knock me over, spilling me out. Then they'd probably have a mini feeding frenzy at my expense. Sweat oozed out of every pore on my body. Each time I heard a chitinous foot land near me, I expected the lid to be ripped off the top of my hiding place. A few times, something bumped the crate, almost making me jump out of it and into the arms of a waiting connoisseur of human flesh. I managed to keep my nerves in check, though, by reciting the Quality of Mercy speech from A Merchant of Venice. I felt an immense amount of relief when I heard the treads return. A few seconds later, the crate was picked up again. We are almost there, sir, the bot said in a loud voice. Shh! I whispered intensely through the plastic. "Oh, yes, sir. I shall endeavor to do it quietly." Perhaps Minx was right about these bots. I didn't dare say anything else, since I could still hear Yshtari clicking all around me. Fortunately, they either hadn't noticed that exchange or they didn't care. "Ah, we have arrived, sir." "Take me inside," I whispered. "Yes, sir." The sound of the ship door opening was as comforting as a soothing melody. I felt myself carried in, and the door hummed back closed. "We're in, sir." I let out a sigh of relief. I pushed the lid off and stood up. Several metal projectiles clicked into place in the giant crossbow guns. At least half a dozen Yshtari stood around me with guns ready. Since there was no place to hide, I put my hands in the air. "I even let some of my new masters know that you were here," the bot happily informed me. I stared at the Yshtari warriors. "I don't suppose any of you could direct me to the bathroom?"
This has been a presentation of Big World Network. Visit us on BigWorldNetwork.com for more free weekly series, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Big World Network.